Hello everybody, Sean Kipfer here, aka the Merlin of Money. So I kind of want to talk to you guys about this new company that I'm researching and finding out a little bit about. And I got to tell you, it's pretty impressive. It's called Ad Hit Profits, which I'm assuming you've already heard of if you're looking at this video. So I want to do kind of hopefully illustrate my perspective on it, and if I'm mistaken or I have the wrong idea, I hope Mr. Scoville will go ahead and contact me directly and let me know where I'm mistaken so that we can correct it, because the real concern here for most people is credibility, and credibility comes from transparency and communication, and that's really what this is all about. So there's a great YouTube video from the CEO of Ad Hit Profits, a man by the name of Mr. Charles Scoville. And a little bit of a background on him. He has a business degree with a focus of entrepreneurship, and he's actually ran a successful online business for 3+ years. So just to kind of give you an idea, the guy obviously knows a little bit about business philosophies, understanding how systems work, and understands what the purpose of a business is, which is to create money for its owners, its shareholders. Which is what you essentially are when you sign up and buy a directory listing from Ad Hit Profits. You become a stake owner or stakeholder in the business, and you get to take part in the revenue share. And I'll discuss that here in a little bit. So, the other side of it is he owns a business and he's been running it for 3 years. There's been trials and tribulations. Every business, every endeavor has obstacles that are going to present themselves. And if this gentleman has taken the time to solve those challenges and keep the site up for over 3 years now, that tells me that he's in this for the long haul. And which those are just a couple of indicators that give me warm and fuzzies when it comes to Ad Hit Profits. I've looked at Profitable Sunrise. I got burned on that. And I've looked at a couple of other things, hourly rev share, but they're having payout issues, and there's just things that they don't seem sustainable. And I think with Ad Hit Profits, this gentleman, Mr. Scoville, has really thought this out in terms of how he wants this to run, to basically reduce expenditures and maximize profits for the sake of everyone. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. So he gives a great description of the company in his intro video, and he has a couple of other webinars that go into more in-depth and detail. His latest one actually talks about legal compliance, which is a great sign, because that means that the company is doing what it needs to do from a legal standpoint to ensure that it's not violating any laws, which is exactly what you want to when you look to become a client or a consumer of any product or service from any company. Anyway, he gives a great auditory introduction to it, and I understand that people don't always learn very well from listening alone. Some people are very good at reading, verbal, and they need to read things out, and others are really good with pictures and illustrations. I personally am that way. So this particular training is going to be done in an illustrative manner. I'm going to basically give you slideshows showing my diagram or my flow chart or my infograph, whatever you want to call it, of how this system works, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit better understanding and clarity of what it is that's actually happening, which I'm hoping will give the company a little bit more credibility in your eyes, and will be enough leverage for you to take action and to make a small investment and potentially radically change your life financially for the better, for you and your family. Because I believe in wealth creation, not just getting money so you can blow it. So if you hang with me and you follow me and you listen to what I've got to say and what others have to say, because I'm not the only guy out there. I'm not a financial expert by any stretch, but I've been around long enough, and I'm an avid learner, so I know a few things. You can take what I got to say and throw it out the window, or you can go, dang, that's an interesting perspective. I'd like to take a look at what this dude's talking about. So with this company here, we're gonna talk about a couple things. I'm gonna put a slide up here, and you have two parts to essentially any company: the back office and the front end, the face. And when you go to adhitprofits.com, you get the face, you get this website, and you got the banners all around it, and you have all, and you see your dashboard in the middle, and you have to go and you have to click your 10 ads and view them, and so on and so forth. And what's different from this than a lot of other ad revenue sites that I've seen, and some of the Ponzi's that are out there, is you actually have to do some work. You actually have to go look at these advertisements yourself. It's not sloughed off or sent out to other people. So you're guaranteeing that there's always going to be a pool of people that are looking at these rotating advertisements that are coming through this company. You're creating a sustained customer base. And not only that, as popularity of this grows, you're creating a customer base that's only going to grow exponentially. So that's a good sign, because a company needs customers. So what does this mean? Well, you have companies here who recognize, well, hey, these guys are selling this advertising real estate, and they have all these companies, which, by the way, Adhit Profits is right now at ranked in the 3,000 plus area in terms of Alexa rankings.com, which, for some of you guys may seem, well, that's kind of a big number, but it's really, really good when you think that there are millions of websites out there that are being ranked. Adhit Profits is really skyrocketing. And in fact, if you listen to the intro video, which came out in, I want to say, the beginning of May of this year, maybe late April, Mr. Scoville actually mentions that they were in the 4,000 range at that time. So you've seen 1,000 person bump in terms of 3-month average just in the last month alone. So that's a very good, healthy sign. Look, there's nothing guaranteed in life. The best you can do is look at the indicators that are out there, evaluate them as objectively as you possibly can, and make a decision and roll the dice. The more research you do, the more logic you have behind things, the smaller that gap in terms of leap of faith becomes. But at the end of the day, nothing is guaranteed in life. So what's nice about this is the buy-in is very minimal. It's $45, $46 actually, because there's a $1 transaction fee, which is also great, and I'll explain why that is here in a little bit. So, so you have this customer base that goes in, and they're paying $45 because they want to be a part of this ad revenue share. They want to get the share of this revenue. And you may be asking, well, where is this revenue pool coming from? We'll get to that. But you can also join and not pay $45. You can actually go in and just look at the ads that are going through, because maybe you're just looking for a business opportunity that you're interested in getting in. And you know that this is a great place to come because they congregate all these ads in one easy location. So we're sitting here, and the companies are out there going, there's a lot of people going to the site. We want to buy ad space from them. So Adhit Profits sells off advertising real estate to these companies. The companies get their banners thrown in here, and they get thrown in these directories, which these people purchase for $45. And they are required to go and look at 10 ads a day for 10 seconds minimum. Well, what happens? I know myself, I've gone through these directories, and invariably after 10 seconds, I can't help but read through it, and I go, wow, that looks kind of interesting. And I click on it, and I want to check it out. Now, I may or may not buy, I may or may not purchase, but they still got me to click on the link and go take a look, didn't they? Now, say I look through it and I do buy. What happens? Well, the company that had that advertising space gets their share of their revenue from the sales, but then there's a transaction fee and a split that gets siphoned off back to Adhit's Profits and goes into their revenue pool. So the more people who buy here, boom, get more revenue share. Now, these companies are buying ads. They're not just buying these banner ads here. They also have email marketing and form marketing and all other marketing mediums that they're out there to create more sales, so that those profits and that revenue gets diverted into your revenue pool. And every 30 minutes, this system goes through, evaluates how much money was made in that last 30 minutes, and then divides it by however many members are in the program and splits it equally 100% amongst all of them. Okay? So what do you have here? You basically have this cycle where customers come, they buy these directories, which is basically guaranteeing these companies that they're going to have eyeballs on their advertising, which is what you really want in this day and age of overabundance. You need targeted, focused audiences who really want to buy your product. And a lot of these products are make money themes, online businesses, but a lot of them are internet marketing. I mean, there's actually quite a variety. It's pretty nice because if you are in the market for looking for that kind of stuff, you can find it. Now, so you basically buy this $45 directory listing, and that listing is like a bucket, if you will. And as you go through your directory listings and people can continue, you do your 10 ads and everyone else does their 10 ads and things get bought and purchased, this revenue pool grows and then money is distributed every 30 minutes and your bucket gets filled back up. Now each bucket is a little bit more than the $45 that you put in. It's actually 125%, about $56+. So that bucket fills up to $56 and then disappears. So you have to spend money to buy another bucket. It's an incentive to keep you coming back to buy more buckets. Now, initially, that's going to be problematic. You're going to want to just reinvest because, keep reinvesting and buying more buckets and buying more buckets. But eventually, you're going to get up to 50 or 100 buckets. And you can take, if you have 100 buckets, you can get 20 of those buckets and live off of that. 15 of those buckets to continue to buy more products so you can continue to ensure that your revenue share is growing and growing. And then the rest, reinvest back into your directory listings and buy more buckets. So the system continuously keeps feeding itself, and it's incentivized to keep companies coming back and buying more ads and have more customers and shareholders want to buy into it and be able to take part in the revenue share. Now understand, this is a revenue share. This is not an investment program. This is a service you are buying and a product that you are tangibly dealing with. By clicking those 10 ads, you are doing something as a customer, and therefore you are an active shareholder in the company, not an investor in the company. I hope that distinction is there, and I hope it makes sense and actually puts you back at ease a little bit, because when you get into investments, there's a whole litany of other rules that need to be followed because the SEC and some of these other things that are out there, other policies that are out there. Because this is a legitimate business model, and because it's structured as a business and it's structured for scalability, it meets all the requirements. And I invite you to go take a look at that, the last webinar that came out on June 6th, because that focuses completely on legal compliance issues and shows how this is legally meeting all the standards out there. Look, I'm telling you, this is good. This is, I don't want to say it's a can't miss because nothing's guaranteed, but this is very, very good. The law of efficiency has now streamlined all of these business ideas and practices into a small process that is virtually automated now, and the actual human work element is minuscule. So you put in very little, minimal time and input and effort, but your output is exponential because the law of efficiency is in effect. So I just want to tell you that because I want to hammer home that this is a legitimate profit making model and a legitimate business. So I invite you to join. My link is down below. If you have any questions, my contact information is down there as well. You can Skype me or email me. I don't have a phone number set up yet, but I will probably get an 800 number at some point because this is the one I'm putting my money and my effort into right now. I will not just survive off of this because I will use that money that I make in other investments and other ventures to continue to grow my wealth. And if you're interested in those kind of ideas and in that kind of education information, come over to www.merlinofmoney.com and check us out. Check out that site and see what we got to offer, okay? Anyway, Sean Kipfer, a.k.a. the Merlin of Money, checking out. I hope you guys have a great day.